21. Beautiful country music legends who had the most tragic deaths. Behind the glitz, the Grammy Awards, and the endless applause, many of country music's brightest stars lived lives filled with unimaginable pain and tragedy. Some were taken too soon, their lives cut short by accidents, addiction, and heartbreak. From Patsy Cline's devastating plane crash to the secret battles of legends like Tammy Wynette, the truth behind their tragic deaths will leave you shocked. These are the untold stories that changed country music forever. Prepare to discover the heartbreaking realities behind the beauty. Which story shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more. Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline, born Virginia Patterson Hensley on September 8, 1932, in Winchester, Virginia, became one of country music's most influential figures. Her unmistakable voice, filled with soul and emotion, won the hearts of millions. Known for timeless hits like Crazy I Fall to Pieces and Sweet Dreams, Patsy's powerful ballads made her a household name transcending the country music genre. However, despite her monumental impact on the industry, her career was tragically short-lived. Patsy's rise to fame was not easy. Raised in a working-class family, she overcame hardships early in life, including health problems and the challenge of being a woman in a male-dominated music world. She gained recognition in the late 1950s and early 1960s, signing with legendary producer Owen Bradley at Decca Records. Her distinctive voice and style were quickly recognized, and she became one of the few women in country music to enjoy such wide success during that era. But fate dealt Patsy an unforgiving blow. On March 5, 1963, Patsy Cline, along with fellow country music stars Hawkshaw Hawkins and Cowboy Copas, boarded a small plane after a performance in Kansas City, Missouri. Despite weather warnings and the pilot's lack of certification for instrument-only flight, Patsy insisted on flying home to be with her children. The plane crashed in a severe storm near Camden, Tennessee, killing everyone on board. Patsy was just 30 years old. Her death sent shockwaves through the music world, and the loss was immeasurable. At the time of her passing, she had already recorded several hits, and her legacy as one of the greatest voices in country music was solidified. In the aftermath, fans were left in disbelief. Patsy had so much more music to share, and the country music world was never quite the same without her. Though her life was tragically brief, Patsy's influence has endured. Her music continues to inspire countless artists, and her voice still resonates on radio stations, in movies, and in the hearts of listeners. Patsy Cline's career, while short-lived, left an indelible mark on country music, and her name remains synonymous with greatness in the industry. Tammy Wynette. Tammy Wynette, born on May 5, 1942 in Tremont, Mississippi, is remembered as the first lady of country music for her role in shaping the genre with iconic hits like Stand By Your Man and Divorce. Known for her emotional ballads and distinct voice, Tammy's music captured the trials and tribulations of love, heartbreak, and resilience. However, her public persona as a strong, supportive woman often concealed the personal battles that marked her life. Tammy's early years were marked by hardship. She grew up in a poor family, often working in the cotton fields, and faced the challenges of being a young single mother. It was during this time that she found solace in singing, eventually rising to fame after joining the Grand Ole Opry in 1967. Over the years, her raw, vulnerable lyrics resonated with listeners, making her a country music superstar. Despite her success, Tammy's personal life was filled with turmoil. She endured multiple marriages, each bringing heartache and hardship. Her first marriage to songwriter George Ritchie was marred by abuse, while her second marriage to country music legend George Jones became notorious for their tumultuous relationship. The couple's on and off struggles, combined with their mutual issues with alcohol and drugs, were widely covered in the media. However, Tammy's private struggles were even more severe than the public knew. Over the years, Tammy suffered from chronic health problems, undergoing more than 26 surgeries. These surgeries were often tied to the debilitating pain caused by her condition, and by the 1980s, Tammy had become dependent on painkillers to manage her suffering. Her addiction to prescription drugs took a toll on her physical and mental health. Despite her ongoing struggles, she continued to perform and maintain a public image as the epitome of grace and strength. Sadly, in 1998, Tammy passed away from cardiac arrhythmia, a condition worsened by her prolonged illness and addiction. Her death was met with grief, but the truth of her suffering only came to light later when her daughters filed a wrongful death lawsuit revealing the extent of her hidden pain. Tammy Wynette's legacy is defined not only by her unmatched contributions to country music, but by the quiet battles she fought behind closed doors. Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn, born on April 14, 1932 in Butcher Hollow, Kentucky, is one of the most iconic and enduring figures in country music history. Known for her powerhouse voice and the authentic storytelling woven into her songs, Loretta became a symbol of resilience and triumph in a male-dominated industry. Hits like Coal Miner's Daughter and You Ain't Woman Enough painted a portrait of a woman who had weathered life's storms, but behind those lyrics lay a life fraught with unimaginable pain. Loretta's rise from poverty to fame was nothing short of extraordinary. Born to a poor coal mining family, Loretta was married at just 15 to her husband Oliver Doolittle Lynn, with whom she had 6 children. Despite the difficult start in life, she took to music as a way to cope with the hardships of her early years, and her unique voice quickly caught the attention of country music fans. By the 1960s, Loretta was already a force in the genre, making waves with songs that reflected her own experiences as a woman struggling with societal expectations and personal battles. However, Loretta's success did not shield her from heart-wrenching tragedy. Her personal life was filled with loss and grief. In 1984, she lost her beloved son, Jack Benny, who drowned at the age of 34. Just a few years later, in 2013, Loretta faced the death of another daughter, Betty Sue, who passed away from emphysema. These losses deeply affected her, and while she continued to perform, the pain never truly left her. In interviews, she confessed that every time she stepped on stage, she was not just singing for the audience, but grieving the loss of her children. Her heartache was clear in the raw emotion she brought to her music. In her later years, Loretta also dealt with health challenges. Despite battling various illnesses, including osteoporosis, she continued to perform and record music, refusing to let her age or physical pain slow her down. Her determination was legendary. Loretta's 2022 passing at the age of 90 marked the end of a remarkable career. But her death also closed the chapter on a life defined by loss, strength, and perseverance. Loretta Lynn's legacy is far more than the catalog of songs she left behind. She was an embodiment of strength through sorrow, a woman who sang her truth and survived in the face of heartbreak that no fame or fortune could erase. Dottie West. Dottie West, born on October 11, 1932, in McMinnville, Tennessee, became a country music legend with a career spanning over 5 decades. Her warm voice and poignant lyrics made her a beloved figure in the genre, with hit songs like Here Comes My Baby and What Are We Gonna Do About It, showcasing her ability to connect deeply with her audience. But while Dottie's public image was that of a glamorous and graceful artist, her personal life was marked by intense hardship and tragedy that ultimately overshadowed her career. Dottie's rise to fame began in the 1960s when she first joined the Grand Ole Opry, becoming one of the few women to hold a prominent place in a predominantly male-dominated country music scene. Known for her collaborations with Kenny Rogers and her ability to convey deep emotion through her music, she carved out a space for herself in the country music world. Her breakthrough came with her hit song Here Comes My Baby, which made her one of the genre's top female artists. Despite her success, Dottie West's life off-stage was fraught with personal challenges. In the 1980s, her financial situation became dire, and she struggled with debt so severe that she had to sell off her personal possessions to stay afloat. Behind the scenes, she battled emotional and psychological turmoil, seeking solace in unhealthy coping mechanisms. Despite these difficulties, Dottie's determination never faltered, and she continued performing for her fans even as her personal life unraveled. Tragically, on September 4, 1991, Dottie West's life was cut short after a car accident near Nashville, Tennessee. The crash occurred while she was traveling to the Grand Ole Opry for a performance. Although she survived the initial impact, Dottie's injuries were severe, and she succumbed to complications from the crash several days later. Her death was a devastating blow to the country music community, and her passing was a poignant reminder of the personal struggles she faced away from the public eye. Dottie West's legacy endures not only in the music she left behind, but also in the perseverance and grace she demonstrated throughout her life. She faced overwhelming adversity and yet continued to perform with passion and heart until the end. Her story is one of survival, heartache, and the relentless pursuit of a dream in the face of personal tragedy. Mindy McCready. Mindy McCready was once hailed as the next big star in country music. Born on November 30, 1975 in Fort Myers, Florida, she quickly became known for her powerful voice and natural talent. With her debut album 10,000 Angels released in 1996, Mindy seemed poised for stardom, her hit single, Guys Do It All the Time, catapulting her into the spotlight. But while the world saw a rising star, Mindy's personal life was already spiraling out of control. Mindy's early success in country music was remarkable. At just 21, she had already signed a major recording contract, and her blend of youthful energy and heartfelt lyrics won her a dedicated fan base. Her debut album was well received, and it seemed as if the world was at her feet. However, Mindy's rapid rise to fame came with a dark side that would soon unravel her career. Behind the scenes, Mindy struggled with addiction, mental health issues, and a series of personal crises. Her tumultuous relationships, including an abusive relationship with a boyfriend, became public fodder for the tabloids. Throughout the late 1990s and early 2000s, Mindy's life began to spiral out of control. She faced repeated arrests and legal battles, as well as a devastating custody battle over her children. Her troubles were magnified by the media, which fueled the public's fascination with her downfall. Despite her personal struggles, Mindy's passion for music never waned. She continued to release albums, but they were met with less commercial success. Her personal life overshadowed her musical career, and she became a tabloid figure rather than the country star she had once been. In 2004, she appeared on the reality show Celebrity Rehab, where she publicly addressed her struggles with addiction and mental health. Tragically, Mindy McCready's life came to a devastating end on February 17, 2013, when she died by suicide at the age of 37. Her body was found at her home in Heber Springs, Arkansas, just weeks after her boyfriend had also taken his life. Mindy's death was a heartbreaking conclusion to a life marked by struggle and suffering. In the years following her death, it was revealed that she had been battling severe depression, alcoholism, and the emotional toll of losing custody of her children. Mindy's story is a tragic reminder of the dangers of fame, addiction, and mental illness. She was a country music prodigy whose career was marred by personal demons that the world couldn't fully understand. Her music, though overshadowed by her personal battles, remains a testament to her talent and the potential that was never fully realized. Mindy McCready's life and death serve as a poignant reflection of the pressure and pain that can accompany the price of fame in the music industry. Jean Shepard. Jean Shepard, born on November 21, 1933 in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, was a trailblazer in country music known for her unwavering determination to carve a place for women in a male-dominated industry. As one of the first female solo artists to gain national recognition in country music, Jean's deep emotive voice and her rich catalog of hits, including A Dear John Letter and Second Fiddle, cemented her as a cornerstone of the genre. While her musical legacy is undeniable, her personal life was marked by immense heartbreak and resilience that shaped both her music and her career. Jean's early years in music were filled with obstacles. She was initially discouraged by industry professionals who were reluctant to sign a female solo artist. However, she persisted, earning a recording contract with Capitol Records in 1952, which was a groundbreaking achievement for women in the country music scene. Her collaboration with the legendary Ferlin Husky on a Dear John letter became one of the genre's first major hits by a female solo artist. Despite facing discrimination and being often relegated to the background by industry gatekeepers, Jean's talent and determination ensured her place in country music history. However, Jean's personal life was marked by profound tragedy. In 1963, Jean's life was shattered by the sudden death of her husband, Hawkshaw Hawkins, who died in the same plane crash that took the lives of country stars Patsy Cline and Cowboy Copas. Jean was pregnant at the time, and she had to give birth to their son alone, a heartbreak that left her emotionally and physically devastated. Despite the crushing loss, Jean pushed forward with her career, continuing to perform and record music while raising her child as a single mother. In her later years, Jean quietly battled Parkinson's disease, a diagnosis she kept from the public for fear of diminishing the fierce image she had cultivated over the years. Her strength and resilience never wavered, even as the disease took its toll. Jean Shepherd passed away on September 25, 2016, at the age of 82, leaving behind a legacy that not only includes her music, but her perseverance in the face of profound personal loss. She was a pioneering woman in country music whose voice and story remain as relevant today as when she first graced the stage. June Carter Cash. June Carter. Cash, born on June 23, 1929 in Maces, Spring, Virginia, was not only an accomplished country singer, but also an integral part of the Carter family dynasty, one of the most influential groups in the history of country music. Known for her vibrant personality, her captivating performances, and her marriage to Johnny Cash, June became an iconic figure in the country music world. However, her life was far more complicated than her public persona suggested. Behind the sparkling smile and endless charm, June battled personal demons, heartache, and the pressure of being in the shadow of her husband's massive fame. June's musical roots ran deep as she was born into a family of musicians. The Carter family, led by her mother, Maybelle Carter, was one of the most influential groups in country music, and June's upbringing was steeped in the sounds of Appalachian folk and country. She joined the family group as a young woman, contributing to the success of their recordings in the 1940s and 1950s. But it was her marriage to Johnny Cash that catapulted her to superstardom. Their love story, often described as fiery, complicated, and full of passion, became the stuff of country music legend. June and Johnny's relationship was marked by intense ups and downs, particularly due to Johnny's battles with addiction. June, often seen as the supportive wife and mother, played a critical role in his recovery, helping him through some of his darkest times. Despite the tumultuous nature of their marriage, June stood by Johnny through thick and thin, and their bond became the foundation for many of their greatest musical collaborations, including the beloved song Jackson. However, the toll of living in Johnny Cash's shadow, combined with her own personal struggles, took a heavy emotional toll on June. Her battle with anxiety, addiction, and the weight of constantly being under the public's gaze left her drained, and she often confided in close friends about the sacrifices she made for her family. In May 2003, June passed away from complications related to heart valve surgery at the age of 73. Her death left a profound void in the country music world, and just 4 months later, Johnny Cash himself passed away, some speculating that he died from a broken heart, unable to live in a world without his beloved wife. June Carter. Cash's death marked the end of an era in country music, yet her legacy is one of strength, resilience, and unwavering love. She not only contributed her powerful voice to countless songs, but also helped define what it meant to be a matriarch in country music, guiding not only Johnny through his struggles, but also influencing generations of artists who admired her indomitable spirit. Her life, though marked by pain and personal battles, remains an enduring testament to the power of love and music. Barbara Mandrell. Barbara Mandrell, born on December 25, 1948 in Houston, Texas, became one of country music's most beloved and versatile stars. Known for her unparalleled musical talent and dynamic stage presence, She was a groundbreaking figure in the genre, blending traditional country with a more contemporary pop sound. Her hits like "I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool" and "Sleeping Single in a Double Bed" became anthems of the 1980s, solidifying her place as one of the genre's top performers. However, beneath the rhinestones and flashing lights of her career, Barbara's life took a devastating turn, one that tested her resilience like never before. Barbara's rise to fame was nothing short of meteoric. Starting out as a young session musician, she later joined the Grand Ole Opry and became a household name with her successful albums and hit singles. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, she was dominating the country music scene, appearing regularly on television and winning numerous accolades. Her success was a result of her hard work and undeniable talent. But it wasn't long before the harsh reality of her personal life caught up with her. In 1984, Barbara's life took a tragic turn when she was involved in a near-fatal car accident. While driving near her Nashville home, her car was struck head-on by another vehicle, leaving Barbara with severe injuries. She suffered broken bones, head trauma, and a damaged leg, which required several surgeries. The physical pain was excruciating, but the emotional toll of the accident proved to be just as devastating. Barbara slipped into a deep depression and experienced panic attacks that made it difficult to function, let alone perform. Though she spent nearly a year recovering, the emotional scars from the accident lingered. Despite her personal battles, Barbara made a courageous return to the stage, performing again for her fans. However, the trauma from the crash never fully left her. After stepping back from the spotlight in the late 1990s, she later opened up about her emotional recovery and the impact the accident had on her mental health. Barbara Mandrell's story is one of strength and perseverance, a reminder that even the brightest stars are not immune to life's darkest moments. Her legacy is not just about her musical career, but her ability to rebuild her life after such an overwhelming tragedy. Kitty Wells, born Ellen Muriel Deason on August 30, 1919 in Nashville, Tennessee, made history as the first woman to top the country music charts with her iconic hit, "It Wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels" in 1952. This milestone not only paved the way for future female country stars, but also established Kitty as the queen of country in an industry dominated by men. Her soft-spoken yet powerful voice resonated with listeners, and her contributions to the genre remain vital to country music's history. However, behind the public acclaim and recognition, Kitty's life was far from easy, and her struggles were often kept hidden from the world. Kitty's rise to fame came during a time when female country artists were few and far between. Her breakthrough single, "It Wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels," struck a chord with listeners and became a significant commercial success, cementing her place in the country music pantheon. She became a regular fixture on the Grand Ole Opry, breaking barriers for women in country music, and her influence can still be heard in the music of today's stars. Despite her groundbreaking success, Kitty's personal life was fraught with difficulties. She endured multiple hardships, including the deaths of loved ones, which she dealt with privately, far from the public eye. As a mother, she faced the challenge of raising a family while maintaining her demanding career, a burden that often caused her emotional pain. Yet she kept up the facade of strength, never allowing her personal troubles to interfere with her public image. Kitty also battled health problems that took a toll on her physical and emotional well-being. She was fiercely private about her struggles, and it wasn't until much later in life that she began to speak more openly about the toll her career and personal losses had taken on her. Throughout her career, she faced the realities of growing older in an industry that often marginalized older women. Yet she never lost her love for music and continued to perform into the later years of her life. Kitty Wells passed away on July 16, 2012, at the age of 92, after a life filled with groundbreaking achievements and quiet heartache. Her legacy remains unmatched as she opened doors for women in country music, and her voice continues to resonate with those who knew her songs and the struggles that came with them. Kitty Wells wasn't just the queen of country music. She was a woman who weathered life's challenges with grace, her strength often hidden beneath the surface, but undeniably present in every note she sang. Lynn Anderson. Lynn Anderson, born on September 26, 1947 in Grand Forks, North Dakota, achieved country music stardom with her 1970 hit Rose Garden, a song that became her signature and earned her numerous awards, including a Grammy for Best Female Country Vocal Performance. Anderson's voice, known for its purity and emotional depth, quickly earned her a place among the genre's greats. However, her success came at a personal cost, with struggles that were hidden behind her public image of the beautiful, confident country star. Anderson's musical talent was undeniable from a young age, and she quickly became a favorite among country music audiences in the 1970s. Her breakthrough single Rose Garden was not only a commercial success, but it also symbolized her ability to connect emotionally with listeners. Despite her rise to fame, Anderson's personal life was filled with battles that affected both her career and mental health. Behind the glamour of the stage, Anderson grappled with a deep sense of insecurity and a battle with addiction that slowly overtook her life. As her popularity soared, Anderson's private struggles began to surface, including a tumultuous marriage and a deepening reliance on alcohol and other substances. Public records and interviews later revealed that Anderson's problems with addiction had a devastating impact on her career. Her personal demons began to overshadow her once promising musical trajectory. Anderson's struggles with addiction and mental health were compounded by an overwhelming sense of loneliness and depression. She faced numerous legal battles and arrests, including several incidents related to alcohol. Despite these challenges, she continued to tour and perform, often putting on a brave face for her fans. However, the strain of constant public scrutiny combined with her battles with substance abuse took a toll on her both personally and professionally. In the years that followed, Anderson attempted to regain control of her life, but the damage was done. She passed away on July 30, 2015 at the age of 67 from a heart attack caused by pneumonia. Her daughter later revealed that Lynn had been hiding her emotional struggles for years, keeping them hidden from the public in an effort to maintain her career. Lynn Anderson's legacy lives on through her music, but it's also a poignant reminder that fame often comes at a steep emotional price. Reba McEntire. Reba McEntire, born on March 28, 1955 in McAlester, Oklahoma, is one of the most successful and beloved artists in the history of country music. Known for her powerhouse vocals, vibrant stage presence, and groundbreaking career, Reba became the queen of country throughout the 1980s and beyond. Her hits like Fancy Does He Love You and I'm a Survivor are iconic, yet her path to success was anything but smooth. Behind her public image as a country music queen lies a woman who has faced profound personal tragedies, challenges, and heartache. Reba's journey to country music stardom was shaped by her deep love for music and her family's support. Growing up in a working-class family, Reba began performing in high school and later attended Southeastern Oklahoma State University. After signing with Mercury Records in the late 1970s, she initially faced several years of struggles to find mainstream success. However, with the release of her 1984 album My Kind of Country, Reba's career took off, solidifying her as one of country music's biggest stars. While Reba's professional life flourished, she faced significant personal challenges that would test her strength and resilience. The most devastating moment came in March 1991, when a plane carrying 6 members of her band and crew crashed on their way to a performance in San Diego. Reba had been scheduled to be on the flight, but stayed behind to rest. The crash killed everyone on board, leaving Reba to mourn the loss of her friends and colleagues. The grief and survivor's guilt she experienced were overwhelming, and she admitted in interviews that she struggled with the weight of the tragedy for years. Despite the immense emotional toll of the plane crash, Reba used the tragedy to fuel her music, pouring her pain into her album For My Broken Heart, which became a massive commercial success. The album's themes of loss, heartbreak, and healing resonated deeply with fans and solidified Reba's place as a country music icon. She continued to perform and record, channeling her pain into powerful performances and heartfelt songs. Reba's personal life also saw turmoil, especially in her marriage to her manager Narvel Blackstock. whom she divorced in 2015 after 26 years of marriage. Despite these ups and downs, Reba's resilience and determination have made her an enduring figure in country music. She has since focused on her acting career, including a successful run on her own television show Reba, and continued to tour and release new music. Reba McEntire's story is one of overcoming personal tragedy with strength and grace. Her ability to survive the darkest moments of her life and continue to shine as a top-tier performer and storyteller has made her a beloved and inspiring figure in country music. Her legacy is not just defined by her career, but by her incredible resilience in the face of unimaginable heartache. Shania Twain. Shania Twain, born Eileen Regina Edwards on August 28, 1965 in Windsor, Ontario, quickly became one of the most iconic and influential figures in country music and pop culture. Known for her crossover success blending country and pop with albums like Come On Over and The Woman in Me, Shania redefined what it meant to be a female country artist in the 1990s. Her voice charm and catchy anthems including Man, I Feel Like a Woman and You're Still the One made her a household name. However, behind the glitz, glam, and record-breaking sales, Shania faced personal battles that threatened to derail both her career and her personal life. Shania's rise to stardom was nothing short of remarkable. Raised in a financially struggling family, she found solace and passion in music. She turned her passion into a professional career at a young age, and by the 1990s became the best-selling female country artist in history. Her albums achieved unparalleled success, and she quickly became known as the Queen of Country Pop. However, Shania's fairy tale life came crashing down when her marriage to renowned music producer Mutt Lange ended in a shocking betrayal. In 2008, she discovered that Mutt, whom she had married in 1993 and had a son with, was having an affair with her best friend, Marie-Anne Thiebaud. The public humiliation and personal heartbreak devastated Shania. The betrayal was not only deeply painful on a personal level, but it also led to a severe breakdown in Shania's confidence and her ability to perform. To make matters worse, during this period, Shania was diagnosed with Lyme disease, which affected her vocal cords and left her uncertain whether she would ever sing again. For nearly a decade, Shania withdrew from the public eye, battling depression and the physical limitations of the illness. Despite the profound emotional and physical toll these events took on her, Shania slowly began to rebuild her life. In 2017, she returned to the music scene with the release of now her first album in 15 years. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, a testament to Shania's resilience and her ability to rise from the ashes of personal turmoil. Shania's comeback wasn't just a career revival, it was a testament to her strength, demonstrating that even the most painful betrayals and setbacks couldn't stop her from reclaiming her place as one of the greatest voices in country and pop music history. Faith Hill. Faith Hill, born Audrey Faith Perry, on September 21, 1967 in Ridgeland, Mississippi, has long been regarded as one of country music's leading women, known for her beautiful voice, grace, and beauty. With hits like Breathe and This Kiss, Faith's music captured the hearts of millions, and her image as a wholesome, perfect country queen made her a fan favorite. Her fairy tale marriage to fellow country superstar Tim McGraw only added to her beloved public persona. But beneath the surface, Faith's life was far from perfect, and her journey to fame was filled with personal struggles that she kept hidden from the world. Faith's rise to stardom was propelled by her incredible talent and relentless work ethic. After moving to Nashville, she released her debut album in 1993, which caught the attention of country music fans. By the late 1990s, she had cemented herself as one of the genre's most successful and influential female artists. Her smooth, emotive voice and timeless ballads made her a mainstay in country music, and she won numerous awards and accolades along the way. However, the pressures of fame and public scrutiny took a toll on Faith's personal life. While her marriage to Tim McGraw was widely regarded as one of country music's most enduring and loved relationships, it faced significant challenges behind the scenes. Faith, who was adopted as an infant, struggled with feelings of abandonment and anxiety that haunted her for much of her life. In 2006, she publicly opened up about her mental health struggles, revealing that she had dealt with anxiety and feelings of inadequacy despite her seemingly perfect image. Faith also endured personal tragedies, most notably the loss of her beloved father, who passed away in 2006. The grief and emotional toll of his death deeply affected her, and it became a turning point in her life. Despite her overwhelming sadness, Faith continued to push forward with her career, balancing her personal battles with the demands of the music industry. Her marriage to Tim McGraw was also tested by the pressures of their dual careers. While they have remained together, their relationship has faced its share of struggles, including the challenges of maintaining a sense of normalcy in the spotlight. Yet Faith and Tim have supported each other through thick and thin, demonstrating that their bond is unbreakable, despite the obstacles they've faced. Faith Hill's life, while filled with professional success, also showcases a woman who has faced deep personal pain. She has bravely navigated the trials of loss, mental health challenges, and the pressures of public life. Today, Faith remains an inspiration to millions, showing that true strength lies not in perfection, but in resilience, vulnerability, and the ability to rise above life's greatest challenges. Trisha Yearwood. Trisha Yearwood, born on September 19, 1964 in Monticello, Georgia, is one of country music's most cherished and talented stars, known for her powerful voice and emotional ballads. With hits like She's in Love with the Boy, How Do I Live, and the song Remembers. When Trisha's rise to stardom in the early 1990s seemed almost inevitable. Her distinctive voice, which combines strength and vulnerability, resonated deeply with audiences, making her one of country music's finest female artists. However, beneath her glamorous image and chart-topping success, Trisha's personal journey has been marked by struggles that few knew about. Trisha's early life was rooted in a love of music, and she moved to Nashville in the mid-1980s to pursue a career in country music. Her big break came when she was signed to MCA Records, and her debut album was released in 1991. Her success was quick as she became known not just for her incredible voice, but also for the depth of emotion she poured into each song. Throughout the 1990s, she continued to rise to the top, with each new album gaining more acclaim and adding to her legacy. But Trisha's personal life was not without its challenges. She struggled with the pressures of fame and the public's scrutiny of her every move. The intense spotlight on her weight and appearance led to significant self-doubt, and she battled emotional eating and body image issues. The constant pressure to conform to societal expectations, particularly about her looks, took a toll on her mental health. Yet Trisha was determined to not let these challenges define her. One of the most significant transformations in Trisha's life came in the 2000s. After her first marriage ended in divorce in 1999, she took some time to focus on herself. It was during this period that Trisha began to embrace her personal and emotional growth, realizing that she needed to prioritize her happiness. She also found solace and strength in cooking, which became an important part of her personal healing journey. In 2005, Trisha found love again with country icon Garth Brooks, and their relationship became a celebrated and supportive partnership in the country music world. They have been together ever since, and Trisha credits Garth for providing the emotional stability and support that helped her embrace her true self. Over time, Trisha's physical transformation became a symbol of her inner strength as she lost significant weight and found peace with herself, not for the public eye, but for her own well-being. Trisha Yearwood's story is a powerful example of resilience. Her career, while filled with hits and accolades, was overshadowed by personal struggles that she bravely faced. She continues to inspire others with her vulnerability, using her platform to speak openly about mental health, body image, and personal healing. Today, Trisha stands not only as a country music icon, but as a role model for self-acceptance and emotional strength. Martina McBride. Martina McBride, born on July 29, 1966 in Sharon, Kansas, is one of country music's most revered vocalists, known for her powerful voice, emotional performances, and commitment to speaking out for women's issues. With hits like Independence Day, A Broken Wing, and Concrete Angel, Martina became a voice for women facing adversity, with her lyrics often tackling subjects like domestic violence, self-worth, and personal empowerment. However, despite her success, Martina's journey to becoming one of country music's leading voices was fraught with personal struggles that shaped both her career and her life. Martina's rise to fame began in the early 1990s when she was signed to RCA Nashville. She quickly became known for her incredible vocal range, and her debut album, The Time Has Come, established her as a promising new artist. Her breakthrough came with the release of Independence Day, a song that solidified her place as a powerful force in the genre. With its themes of strength, liberation, and defiance, Independence Day resonated with women everywhere, and it was just the beginning of a career that would span over 2 decades. However, behind the scenes, Martina was facing challenges that few knew about. Raised in a small town, she was not immune to the pressures that come with fame, and the intense scrutiny from the media took a toll on her. Martina's personal battles with anxiety, self-doubt, and the pressures of being a public figure were often kept hidden from her fans. As a woman in country music, she also faced the daunting challenge of balancing her career with family life as she was raising her children while maintaining a demanding touring schedule. Despite these pressures, Martina remained focused on her music, continuing to release albums and perform for her devoted fans. However, as she gained success, her personal life was also put to the test. In 2010, Martina's marriage to her husband, John McBride, faced significant strain as she juggled her career with raising a family and dealing with personal emotional struggles. The toll of balancing fame and family caused her to step back at times and focus on her mental well-being. One of the most powerful aspects of Martina's story is her commitment to speaking out on issues that matter to her. As an advocate for women's rights and domestic violence awareness, Martina has used her platform to raise awareness and spark conversations about these difficult topics. Songs like A Broken Wing and Concrete Angel tell stories of women facing hardship and violence, and through her music, Martina has given a voice to those who have none. Martina's career continued to flourish, but her journey was also marked by moments of personal reflection and growth. In 2017, she released her album Reckless, which was a deeply personal project reflecting on her experiences and the challenges she had overcome. Martina's ability to channel her pain and struggles into music has only made her more relatable to her fans. Martina McBride's life and career stand as a testament to strength, resilience, and the power of music as a form of healing. Through her vocal talent and advocacy, she has inspired countless individuals, showing that true strength lies not only in overcoming obstacles, but in embracing vulnerability and using one's platform to make a difference. LeAnn Rimes. LeAnn Rimes, born on August 28, 1982 in Jackson, Mississippi, was a country music prodigy whose incredible talent at a young age propelled her to fame. With her powerful voice and maturity far beyond her years, LeAnn stunned audiences worldwide with her 1996 debut album Blue at just 13 years old. The album featured the Grammy-winning single, Blue, and Rimes became the youngest country artist to ever win a Grammy. Her success seemed almost effortless, but beneath the glitz and fame was a young girl caught in a whirlwind of challenges that she was too young to understand fully. Rimes' rise to stardom was meteoric, and she quickly became one of the youngest and most beloved country stars of the 1990s. Her talent and voice were unlike anything the world had seen, and she was heralded as a country music prodigy, earning comparisons to Patsy Cline. However, her sudden fame came with its own set of difficulties. LeAnn was thrust into the limelight at a tender age, and the intense scrutiny she faced from both the media and the public made it difficult for her to navigate her childhood and teenage years. As she grew older, the pressure of living up to the expectations placed on her took a toll on LeAnn's mental health. She faced immense personal struggles, including a bitter custody battle between her parents over her earnings and the emotional cost of being in the spotlight. As if these pressures weren't enough, Rimes' adult relationships also became fodder for the media. In 2009, LeAnn's high-profile affair with actor Eddie Cibrian, while both were married to other people, attracted harsh public criticism. This scandal led to Leanne becoming one of the most tabloid-covered celebrities of the time. The media firestorm added to her growing emotional strain, and Leanne sought solace in alcohol and emotional eating, leading to struggles with her weight and self-esteem. Over time, Leanne's emotional and mental health spiraled as she faced struggles with depression and anxiety. In 2012, she checked herself into a treatment center for emotional exhaustion, an action that shocked many of her fans, but ultimately led to her seeking the help she needed. Despite her turbulent past, Leanne managed to rebuild her career, though the scars from her struggles remained evident in her personal and professional life. Today, Leanne remains a successful artist, but her journey is a cautionary tale about the perils of early fame and the deep personal costs that often come with it. Sarah Evans. Sarah Evans, born on February 5, 1971 in Boonville, Missouri, is one of country music's most respected and enduring artists. Known for her powerful voice and relatable storytelling, Sarah Evans has become a household name with hits like Born to Fly, A Real Fine Place to Start, and Suds in the Bucket. Throughout her career, she has proven to be one of the genre's most versatile and consistent stars, but behind her success, Sarah has faced many personal challenges that have shaped both her music and her journey. Sarah Evans' rise to fame in the late 1990s was a reflection of her deep musical roots and her ability to connect with listeners on a personal level. Her debut album, Three Chords and the Truth, 1997, was followed by a string of successful albums, and she soon became one of country music's leading female artists. Sarah's vocal range and emotional depth in her songs made her an instant favorite among country fans, and she became a regular on the country charts throughout the 2000s. However, Sarah's personal life has been anything but easy. In 2007, she faced a highly publicized divorce from her first husband, Craig Shelsky. The divorce was not only emotionally painful, but also played out in the media with allegations and rumors swirling. The public scrutiny during and after her divorce was overwhelming, with Sarah finding herself in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. While dealing with the personal heartbreak of her marriage's end, she also had to balance being a mother to her 3 children, which added to the emotional strain. In the years that followed, Sarah faced further heartache, including a second tumultuous marriage to former University of Alabama football quarterback Jay Barker. Her relationship with Barker garnered media attention, but her personal and emotional battles didn't stop there. In 2021, she revealed that she had suffered from PTSD as a result of both her past relationships and the overwhelming pressure of her public image. Throughout her life, Sarah Evans has faced the complexities of fame and heartbreak, yet she has shown incredible resilience. In 2011, she returned to music with the album Stronger, which marked a turning point in her career both musically and personally. The album reflected her growth and healing, and she continued to push forward, finding strength in her music and her family. Sarah's journey through personal loss and public scrutiny has shaped her into a symbol of perseverance. She has become an advocate for mental health awareness and openly discusses her struggles with anxiety and depression, helping to break the stigma surrounding these issues. Today, Sarah Evans continues to tour record music and inspire others with her story of survival strength and the ability to rise above life's most challenging moments. Her legacy is one of resilience, and she remains a powerful voice in country music. Jo Dee Messina. Jo Dee Messina, born on August 25, 1970 in Framingham, Massachusetts, was one of country music's brightest stars in the 1990s and early 2000s. Known for her energetic performances and hits like Heads, Carolina, Tails, California, I'm All Right, and Bring on the Rain, Jo Dee quickly became a household name. Her unique blend of contemporary country and pop elements made her stand out in a crowded field of male-dominated artists, and she was soon recognized as one of the most talented female artists of her time. However, behind her music and her fame, Jo Dee faced several challenges both professionally and personally that led to a struggle for survival in the industry. Jo Dee's breakthrough came with her 1996 debut album, which featured the chart-topping single Heads, Carolina, Tails, California. The song became an anthem for a generation of young country fans and set the stage for her highly successful career. Throughout the late 90s and early 2000s, Jo Dee released a string of successful albums, earning her a dedicated fan base and numerous accolades. However, her career soon faced the pressures that many artists struggle to overcome. In 2014, Jo Dee filed for bankruptcy, revealing the financial difficulties that had begun to affect her career. Messina had accumulated significant debt, including over $500,000 owed to the IRS. This was a devastating blow to an artist who had once been one of the top names in country music. Despite these financial hardships, Jo Dee remained resilient, refusing to let this setback define her. She took a step back from the limelight to regroup and refocus, using the experience as a catalyst for personal growth. In 2017, Jo Dee was diagnosed with cancer, a diagnosis that could have been the final blow to her already tumultuous career. However, in true Jo Dee fashion, she fought back with incredible determination, finding solace and strength in her faith and her family. After undergoing treatment, she made a slow but steady comeback, focusing on healing both physically and emotionally. Jo Dee Messina's story is one of perseverance in the face of overwhelming odds. From financial struggles to health issues, she has faced trials that would have discouraged many, but her determination to reclaim her career and her life has inspired countless fans. Her ability to bounce back from each setback using music as both an outlet and a path to recovery makes her a true example of resilience in the country music world. Terri Clark. Terri Clark, born on August 5, 1968 in Montreal, Canada, is one of country music's most authentic and distinctive voices. Known for her hits like Better Things to Do If I Were You and No Fear, Terri carved out her place in country music with a bold, unapologetic sound that resonated with fans of traditional and contemporary country alike. With her twangy voice and genuine approach to songwriting, she quickly became a favorite among country music listeners in the 1990s. But while her music career flourished, her personal life was anything but smooth, and she faced several struggles that would test her resolve and shape her path in the music industry. Terri Clark moved to Nashville in the early 90s with the dream of making it big in country music. Her breakthrough came in 1995 with her debut album, Terri Clark, which produced the hit Better Things to Do, signaling her arrival on the country music scene. Her ability to deliver a mix of heartbreak, humor, and resilience in her songs made her an immediate favorite with fans. Over the years, she would release numerous successful albums, earning critical acclaim and establishing herself as a leading female artist in country music. However, behind the success, Terri faced personal and professional struggles that would often go unnoticed. One of the most significant challenges was the constant battle against the industry's desire to mold her into a more polished mainstream image. Terri, who was known for her authentic, rough-around-the-edges approach to both her music and her persona, struggled against the pressures of conforming to Nashville's cookie-cutter standards. Despite this, she remained steadfast in staying true to herself and her artistic vision, refusing to compromise her individuality for commercial success. In addition to the pressures of the music industry, Terri Clark faced personal tragedies, including the death of her mother in 2010, which left her emotionally devastated. In a deeply raw and vulnerable interview, she described the immense pain of losing her mother, who had always been her greatest supporter. This loss affected her greatly, and she withdrew from the spotlight for a time, focusing on healing and reflecting on her life. Financially, Terri also faced setbacks. She was dropped by her label after a string of albums that failed to meet commercial expectations. Rather than give up, Terri continued to work hard, funding her own music projects and performing to loyal fans who appreciated her authenticity. Her 2013 album Terri Clark Live at the Ryman showcased her ability to stand strong in the face of adversity and celebrate her artistry on her terms. Terri Clark's resilience is reflected in her ability to stay true to herself in a constantly changing industry. Her refusal to compromise her artistic integrity, even when facing rejection and personal tragedy, has earned her the respect and admiration of fans and fellow musicians alike. Today, Terry continues to perform and record, proving that true success lies not just in the spotlight, but in the strength to persevere through life's toughest moments. Her legacy is one of courage, authenticity, and the relentless pursuit of her passion for music no matter the obstacles. The world of country music has lost some of its brightest stars far too soon, with tragic deaths that have left lasting scars on fans and the industry alike. From the haunting plane crash that claimed Patsy Cline's life to the heartbreak behind Tammy Wynette's hidden struggles, these 21 beautiful legends not only defined the genre, but also faced personal demons that often went unnoticed. Their untimely deaths remind us that fame doesn't shield against life's harshest challenges. Which of these tragic stories resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring tales.